Let's bring in a good friend of both of ours.
Yes.
New Yorkers love him. Everybody loves him. It's Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Mad Dog, how you doing?
Good evening, everybody. How are you today?
We're doing great. What'd you think of the Super Bowl? Were you shocked?
Boy, you bet. I would have bet Denver too there, Don. So I would have been bald. I thought it was a very even game. I didn't know who was going to win. I picked Denver because I thought maybe karma was on Peyton's side. You know, he won. Eli won in Indianapolis. Maybe he won. You know, I love that kind of stuff. Eli, maybe he wins in New York. I was pretty floored about how well Seattle played. The safety set the tone. Peyton, the thing you can knock Peyton about, and I don't think any quarterback in the world would have won the game, so you be fair. But I think the thing you knock Peyton about, he didn't do anything in the first half to stabilize the game. There wasn't a play, a first down, a 15-yard pass play, a play call. He did nothing in the first 30 minutes of that game. Body language that stabilized the game for a few minutes, just to give Denver the idea that they're in the game. So that's the thing that bothers me about him. Then the Denver defense gave up in the second half. Just a complete blowout. Nothing to watch after the really at halftime. Nothing to watch. Harvard obviously runs back the opening kickoff, and they really can go to bed. I thought Fox should have kicked the field goal at the end of the half at 22-0.
So do I.
That, to me, you have to get points in that situation. I know they weren't going to win anyway, but 4th and 2, they had done nothing the whole game. Kicked the field goal, for crying out loud.
So you said something interesting. No quarterback would have won that game.
No, but not my eyes,
and that's what I was saying, is that for everybody who wants to now throw Peyton Manning away saying he can't win the big game, I just think that they were overmatched. You could have plopped Joe Montana in his prime in that game around that Denver Bronco team, and I don't think he's winning that game.
I agree with that, Donnie, and Mike. I'm sure Mike agrees with it too. But
no, I don't.
No, Michael doesn't, actually.
Because I think if this is the greatest quarterback in the history of football, he should have found out some way to make it closer.
I've always knocked Manning anyway. He's 11-12 in the postseason, 1-2 in Super Bowls. He's the best regular season quarterback of all time, but he doesn't grind the game out. You know, sometimes you want a guy to grind it out. You know, to figure out a way. Brady can grind games out. I saw Brady against the Giants that first Super Bowl. They beat him up forever, and he grinded it out. He left the field with a lead. Manning doesn't have that ability. But I do think, Mike, that, I don't think, listen, I don't even put him in the top 5. I think Manning has always been somewhere between 7 and 10. I think he had a chance to elevate himself into that top 5 historically, where I put Montana, Unitas, Otto Graham, Elway, and Brady. I also Staubach and Bradshaw. Let's not forget those two. I put Manning down below that a little bit, but that was a bad performance. But I do think, Mr. K, to be fair, Seattle was so dominant and was so loosey-goosey, give Pete Carroll credit for that approach, that I don't think anybody would have won the game, no matter how good the quarterback was.
And Chris, we have to get your take, because it's always fun to hear from you about the Yankees. What do you think about the Yankee moves this offseason?
Well, so much for the $189 million payroll, I'll tell you that.
But don't you give Steinbrenner credit? Yes. Because they would not have been a good team if they had to stay under 189.
Yes, I do, 100%. I give him credit. I think I give him credit. He spent the money. I do think it shows you the lack of a Yankee farm system.
Yeah.
But I think the Yankees, did what they had to do. I think McCann was excellent. I think Beltran will be very good. He'll be a hit here. And, if he doesn't play, only plays 130 games, you're going to live. It's not that big a deal. Got a lot of guys. I think Jeter will bounce back, have a good year. Ellsbury, they went crazy. There was no need to give him $153 million. I didn't like that. But, he's a good player. He's not a great player. But Tanaka, you can't complain about. I have to figure there, Mike, with Kuroda, I have to figure he'll fit in well. The Yankees won't make him an ace right out of the gate. He seems like he can thrive on it, 24-0. You cannot argue with what the Yankees did as far as the offseason is concerned. Now, if you don't like the Yankees, you hate the fact they spent all this money. But they did it once before, and they won the World Championship. So I wouldn't make them the favorites. I'd still be worried about CC Sabathia. I know he's lost weight, but more than that, I still think but the Yankees are going to be very good. There's no question about it. They made good moves.
You still expect anything from your Giants?
I think the Giants will be pretty good. I think they'll bounce back, have a better year. I think the Tim Hudson signing was excellent. I expect Kane to be better. I don't love Morrison left field, so I'm not sure if he's the answer. But and I wouldn't have given. I think they gave Pence much too much, $90 million for Hunter Pence. You got to be kidding me. I mean, gee whiz, Hunter Pence, who did nothing in the 2012 playoffs. But I think the Giants will be pretty good. That division's hard. Obviously the Dodgers. So That division's not going to be that easy, but I think the Giants will be much better. I mean, I really do. I mean, they have a good bullpen. They have pretty good pitching. I think Kane, Bumgarner, Lincecum, and Vogelsong and Hudson are 5 foot. Even Lincecum, he's not the way he was. I get it, but pretty good. Sandoval and Posey good in the middle of the order. Maybe Morse can hit 15 homers. Pagan. I mean, I think they're going to be a pretty good team.
Did you say Pence didn't do anything in 2012? He beat the Cardinals.
Say again now?
Did you say
Lincecum.
Oh, you said Lynch. I thought you said no, Pence.
Oh, Pence. Well, he didn't beat the Cardinals. His speech beat the Cardinals. He didn't do anything in that postseason.
Well, he had that big hit where he hit the ball 3 times.
No, you can't count that. He freaking broke his back 9 million times. I mean, geez. The best thing that Pence did that year when they were down towards the Reds, he did a big little thing in the dugout. I don't want the season end. Let's go. I mean, that's the best thing that Pence did. Give him $90 million for 5 years? Mike, you can't like that contract, can you?
When they signed it, I was shocked. But then when you saw where the market went afterward, you know Sabian's so smart. I think he realized where the market was going to go. So if Ellsbury got what he got, what would Pence have got if he became a free agent? So they might have actually given him less than he would have gotten if he became a free agent.
Yeah, to me, Pence, he plays every day. He plays 162 games. If you play that long and you have a little power, you're going to run into some balls. You're going to hit 25 homers and knock in 90 runs. I don't love him as a player. He's a weird player.
Oh.
But he's a weird player. But, I mean, listen, the Giants will be pretty good. They'll be better. But the Dodgers will be very good, too. The Dodgers are going to be the Dodgers. They're against the Yankees now. Baseball will be good. I think, I like instant replay. I think it's a good idea. I think that adds. You guys like that?
I like instant replay. I don't like challenges. Don't turn it into a game show. I mean, if a call is wrong, get it right. If a guy runs out of a challenge, so you're going to let a bad call go away? I think it's ridiculous.
Well, the umpire in the 7th inning can make the decision by himself.
All right. So if you're out of challenges in the 6th inning and it was an awful call, you got to let it go. I mean, if you could get the call right, get it right.
Yeah, I mean, they want. I understand. There might be those occasional times when the manager doesn't have the challenge, but after that game-deciding calls in the bottom of the 6th inning, and nobody can challenge it. So I do understand it, but I think it's the right play. I think it's the good move. And again, I don't think the Mets are going to be that good. I mean, everybody, I know Cologne. Cologne's how many games he can? He's freaking one of these years. He's not going to win, and he's going to go 10-10. And I don't love. And by the way, that was crazy to give Granderson 4 years and all that money.
No, you know what? The Mets are in a situation, Chris, where they have to overpay.
They have to
overpay.